Today, we're going to show you how to use Bolt AI to make tools for your website and your blogs that'll make you money. This is a very simple process, and today I brought in Alina, who is the one who's been making tools here for us at Affiliate Marketing Dude and all of our other companies, and she's gotten really good at creating these tools in a way that really helps the customer or the viewer and also puts money in our pocket. So, Alina, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Excellent. Tell us a little bit about what your experience has been like with creating tools, what you like, what you don't like, the tools you like, different things like that.
So first of all, it took a little time to adjust to Bolt and how to work with it. But in the end, now I know what to ask from it, because by default, it uses React to create all the tools. And this type of tools will not run on the customer side or on our side because we're usually using cPanel. So I'm trying to tell it right away to only use the simple structure with like CSS, JavaScript, and HTML. And that usually works. Sometimes it will add something like Node.js. But you can see if there's too many files, you can ask it what's it using and ask it to use a more simple structure.
All right. So tell us a little bit about, when you started, you didn't really know how to make tools at all.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good advantage in Bolt, that it actually creates everything on its own. You can just ask it for a simple prompt like build me this calculator or this quiz. And it will come up with the decisions, how to organize it. It will come up with try the previous.
These guys here?
Yeah. Yes, this one.
Create roof pitch. And this is based on, people are searching for this. Cool.
Yeah, so it will come up with the design with the...
Oh, wow. This is cool. I like this. This is really neat.
So calculation or organization as well. You can give it example as a picture of what you want or example as a website of what you want, and we'll copy this. And one more great thing is that you can ask it to modify it itself, like what improvements can you suggest? And it will make it better based on your improvements.
This is really
scroll
cool.
down, you can see a breakdown in the prices and everything.
This is super cool. I am totally impressed. This is, it's actually showing the little visual. That's really cool. So now this is something where most other people that are doing roof pitch calculator, they're probably not doing this big, right? Like this is, let's take a look.
Probably doing just a simple calculator. And again, all these improvements, it will do it themselves.
Okay. And so now what was it like for you? Like what did you ask Bolt when you first started?
So first I started to make this estimator. It didn't give me any instructions at first. It just gave me the estimator. And I was like, can we add something? You can say, can we add something for it to stand out, or can we add some description? And it came up with a description with the pictures on its own. The pictures I had to substitute. But generally, the whole structure here is what it came with on its own.
Cool. Wow, it's actually reasoning and thinking about what you want. So if I was to say, make a CD value calculator, it would know, okay, check out what was the first CD worth or whatever,
Yes.
It's going to think about that for you. That's really amazing. So now when you create these, we're seeing that it does it in Bolt. Is there something that you have to do to make it where we could put it on our website?
What I usually do, and I ask it to give me the file structure. You can ask it again in the chat right now so you can see how it works. Can you give me a file structure? Oh, it doesn't save.
Oh, let's go. Okay, we got to turn this on. There we go. Please show me the file structure. So like this is actually going to show the file structure in the sidebar. Okay, so now what does this tell you?
Yeah, so it tells you what files to download and what to use. Right now it's showing it not correctly. Oh, the three main files that we need is index, style, and CSS. That's what we came with. Everything else it's using for itself to actually run the preview. All the main counter package Johns, that's all for Bolt. And then anything.
And then when we download the whole package, I can basically just unzip it, throw it on a folder on my website, and I'm good to go.
Mostly, yeah. But what I like to do is I like to clean these extra files anyway, because as you see, there is 7 of them and we need only 3.
So you're not like me where I have a million files on my server and I don't know what they're at. Like I have index old 1, index old 2, up to like index old 500.
And I do it now too because you showed it, but mostly I try to keep it simple to remember stuff.
So thank you for not picking up my bad habits when it comes to programming. Now, with this also, I wanted to showcase the one that you made for the
Black Friday start, this one?
That one, but the one that we did for the merchant accounts. Is that on his site or is that on our site?
What's merchant accounts?
The merchant, the payment gateway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So this is the one that you created for the payment. Now, is this one actually the working one or is this our prototype?
It's the working one.
Okay.
It works on our site. You can still search for stuff here.
Okay. Cool. And this is, I mean, this one, you learned MySQL on your own.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't teach you because I don't know it. And you learned it with Bolt and just kind of trial and error.
Yeah, that was the hardest project so far because the system here is very complicated. Even Bolt was struggling with all this searches and drop-downs population and then the generation of results and everything.
Yeah.
So that took a while for sure.
Yeah, but you did, I mean, this is compared to like having to take a month-long computer class. You learned this while working on other things in the course of probably a few days of actual on work.
Generally you can use different eyes to explain it to you. I use ChatGPT to explain me the MySQL structure and give me the scripts to actually create all the tables. So it just took a while, but it was generally like not that complicated.
Yeah. No, I think that's amazing that you were able to basically extract a skill set without any guru teaching. I mean, you just kind of worked it through, which is my favorite way to learn because it's the fastest. And then when you learn it, you own it. So it's like, I went out there, I dug for this, I learned it. Now you can't take it away.
Yeah, that's also my favorite way to learn because I'm not that patient to actually start from the basics and learn from the basics unless I can apply it right away. So this type, when I'm like working on a project and I'm just asking different eyes to explain me how it works and I learn from the practice, that's better.
And I think that's amazing. I think the fact that you learned how to do this and the fact that anyone can really, if you're willing to have the patience and also have the ability to get what you need when you need it, rather than going and learning world history. I want to learn one thing pertinent to today so I could use it now and make a living. And looking at this to explain what it's like, let's give them a visual versus, okay, I make a tool in Bolt, I upload it, yay. What makes this one so different? Like, I know it's talking to a database where it has all these different things in it and they can search and they can add to it, where it's more of a dynamic tool versus just...
Yes, that's why its structure is complicated and that has been a lot of issues with some of the things not working correctly. As far as I understand, this code turned out to be rather complicated and I'm like blindly following it. I don't understand what exactly is going on there. The good thing is that Bolt usually shows you what part is responsible for what. If you go back to Bolt and search for report builder in the history.
Up here?
Yeah.
This one here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you open the files and open JavaScript, script.js.
Okay, and this is what it looks like here. So
yeah, but it doesn't connect here because obviously it doesn't have the database connected through the closed environment.
Got it. Okay, so in Bolt, we have a closed environment. You have to actually get it out there on the web to make it work. So we're looking at script.js. Okay.
So you see there are green text that tells you what it is. This one populates drop down.
Okay. And you can even ask, like, what does this mean?
The next one populates currency drop-downs and so on. And there is function to generate a PDF file with all the reports. So it's pretty clear in general what part is responsible for what. But this one altogether was a little bit of an issue.
Yeah, but I think it's good to learn because now you have something that's more robust that nobody has. I mean, this thing, you select it for a report, you can create a PDF report, and let's see what it looks like. Generate. It might be on the different one, but it actually generates reports for them.
I think you can go to easy payment gateways.
With this one?
Tools.
Okay, /tools.
Oh, no, not compare.
Okay, so tools, right, like this.
It's right here, the first one.
Report Builder. Okay, so this is actually live on the site where the MySQL is, which is a database.
The generation report should work here because it was the final.
So let's get to checkout, Aiden. And this is one that ties into a really expensive market. I mean, affiliate and, not affiliate, but merchant accounts pay a fortune. I remember the first commission I got on a merchant account was like $300. Mm-hmm. They just had to apply. Like they didn't even have to do anything. I just applied and it was good. So now we have this here. We can probably go back to Bolt and have it brand it if we want to.
Yes, pretty much.
But this is a fantastic report. This is boom, right on the go. And so looking at this, I find that it's really cool because you can do, all the different versus merchant accounts where you're tying into a market that is super, super expensive. You're seeing here that it's actually pretty low competition up here on the cost per click. Whereas when we look at something like merchant account, high-risk merchant account is $30 a click. And we could probably go into the database and add the high risk, unless it already did, it might have already, and then trigger that expensive click. And all we did was make a really cool tool. And so we can tie into this $30 click market in a very simple way, because now it can go through and find those different merchant accounts that would work for this. Sometimes like looking at it, I know that some merchant accounts for like CBD are considered high risk, and you can actually trigger to where maybe we'll just do any currency and then we can do CBD or something like that and see if there's any there, or program it to where we can work with it. And now that you have the base that will actually work, we're kind of ready to go. I mean, we could set this thing out, make some money, and build it where it's like, oh, payment gateway, you got a lot of viewers over here, high-risk merchant accounts, PayPal versus Venmo. And this is the kind of stuff where, you can make a little YouTube video showing this stuff and you will get traffic.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you just, make a list of all the different merchant accounts, talk about them, show them your tool, and you're good to go. Venmo versus PayPal, on and on we go, where there's tons and tons of traffic. Very, very simple. Or you can even do merchant account, see what kind of videos there are for apparently a merchant account. But you can see like this one, 76,000, and that's traffic that's worth money. Like even if you're just doing monetization, that's going to trigger expensive ads. Best merchant account services here. You have Payment Cloud. Oh, but they're kind of doing the same thing if you're to look at their channel. And now that you have this tool, you can make videos all about these different things and just focus on stuff that works. So having these tools, I think, is a game changer. Tell us a little bit more about what your experience has been like, what your limitations, what you would say the limitations are, or like, what would you tell someone that's like, I want to use Bolt, I want to make tools that make money. What's your advice?
Well, first of all, of course, get into it and experiment. Then second of all, talk to it. It's really good at understanding now. And the more question you ask it, the better it gets. Just be curious, ask it about what kind of improvements do you think I can make here? How can I make this stand out? How can I make it more useful? It will come up with ideas and it will help you to do that. And of course, like, if your tool gets a little too complicated, the easiest way is to run it on their platform on Netlify. So if it creates the complicated structure and not following your structure for just HTML and JavaScript, you can deploy it, yes, on their website and just iframe it on your website.
Got it.
So the worst case scenario, you still have
a good tool.
Yeah.
No, I like this because what you're saying is a lot different than what most people think of AI. They think of AI as like, write me a report, make me a tool, do this thing. You're kind of like, hey, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I'm talking to it all the time. And you can also provide it with screenshots, for example, to solve the problems with this payment gateway that needed an outside connection. I was just switching back and forth to Bolt, and outside of it, on the actual website, I press F12 to see the development board and just screenshot the mistakes it got, get it back to Bolt, say, here's an error.
Got it.
Just give it a screenshot and we'll be fixing it on the way.
Got it. So it's like a trial and error, work your way through it. I would say in the old days before AI, if a customer had said, hey, I want this payment gateway report builder, I'm going to ask them for like $3,000.
Yeah, not less.
Yeah,
Totally.
definitely. And I think with you for the first one, it did take time. But again, it took you, I'm going to say, less than a week of solid working on just this. So for those people out there that are like, hey, I want this kind of tool and I can sell these to businesses, you can do that as a side hustle or something like that. The price is going to go down as AI gets smarter, but it's going to be easier for you.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of thing where this one's pretty robust. Most people are just going to look for simple tools like, a search tool.
Yeah, but literally just go a step further, ask it, make it pretty. That's it.
Yeah.
Just say Bolt, make it pretty.
Yeah,
it's
and
fine.
throw your logo at it. It'll put it up there. And also, what do you think of this? We did a video with the paint swatches last time. And it came up with the idea of, how do you feel? Is there a lot of light in your room? Do you like blue? And it came up with, the swatches and the ideas, which are fun tools. And this is really good for boosting engagement, having something to make content about. And I think creating these tools, whether you're using Bolt for very robust tools or something like Deepseek or ChatGPT. Now, with Bolt, I haven't been following it too much. If you had to guess how much we paid for the credits so far, like $200 or something, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say about 100 even.
About 100?
Or maybe 100
to 200. We'll call it 150.
And it had a mistake before that I was talking about in the other video, that it didn't save the files fully when it rewrites them. But now they completely fixed this issue.
Okay.
You just gotta wait while it's doing it. Sometimes it will show preview before it's actually finished writing the file. So you will need to update. Don't panic there.
Yeah.
For the last week of working in it, I say I haven't seen that many mistakes in general. And it doesn't leave the files empty as it was before. So they fixed that issue. And it's really convenient to work in it now.
Excellent. So Bolt for complicated multi-file tools. ChatGPT, maybe 2 or 3 files, like a WordPress plugin or something.
Yes.
Okay.
And again, what I find is that ChatGPT, it's harder to go about better design, about modifications, that kind of
it's not as
more
pretty.
robust. Yeah, it's not as pretty. Kind of Bolt knows better, as if because it's its specialization.
Well, it's kind of like Bolt is a programmer.
Yes.
ChatGPT can program.
Yeah.
Bolt that's all it does.
That's right.
And I'm a big fan of like tools that are for what we use them for. Like I pay lots of money for our customer relationship or CRM software, and I use probably 0.5%.
Yeah, I use ChatGPT for ideas. Like generally, what can I do for this website? And then I give this idea to Bolt, and it comes up with all the structure.
Nice. That's a good flow. Like having it, okay, give me the ideas, and then Bolt fixes them up. That's great. Deepseek I was playing around with. It is good at making flow charts and templates. Like if I was to say, make a HTML page showing visually what MySQL looks like and does. And it would go through and it would make the page. Now, with Deepseek, in order to get these, the hack is ask it the HTML page. Otherwise, it's going to make it an ASCII, which, do you remember ASCII? ASCII was like, if you were to do ASCII designs, it was basically...
Oh, like try to say this today. It was the first time I seen it. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, so this is ASCII. So like famous paintings, ASCII is like this. And that's what it would generate instead of like an actual flowchart. Whereas if we ask it for an HTML page and then run the HTML, it'll have a nice visual. And it's looks like a little server there, which is kind of cool. And so it'll visualize it. And this is kind of a cool thing to learn programming visually while you're doing it, where, otherwise you might not get that connection. This would help you. And these are skills that you can use to make money by offering, to other businesses, creating your own tools and things like that. So running the HTML, we can see what the flowchart looks like, web application, insert, and see how this is like a nice little kind of deal. And I mean, if you wanted, you can make little videos, explainer videos. and things like that, which is really cool. So yeah, I think creating these in Bolt, creating tools based on what people search for is going to put you in a different level for getting traffic, which I think is going to be fantastic. Any other last minute, what you would tell someone who wanted to get into this?
No, I think I mentioned mostly everything.
Okay.
So just try it out, see which one is easier for you. Do you want to install it fully on your site? Then ask for the specific types of file. It usually knows what files are not taken on the cPanel. Usually just can say it, I'm running it on cPanel. Will it run there? Just ask it this, and it will tell you like, no, it will not because I did it like this.
Got it.
Or I can reframe it like this.
Okay, cool. Excellent. Check out our other videos on Bolt in the description. Smash the like button, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
See you.